Welcome to our exploration of George Mason, a key figure in American history whose contributions to the founding of the United States are often overlooked. Today, we'll delve into his life, ideas, and lasting impact. George Mason was born on December 11, 1725, in Virginia. Growing up in a wealthy plantation family, he was exposed to the ideas of liberty and governance from an early age. Mason received a limited formal education but was an avid reader. Influenced by Enlightenment thinkers like John Locke, he developed a strong belief in individual rights and government accountability. Mason began his political career in the Virginia House of Burgesses, where he advocated for colonial rights and opposed British taxation. His commitment to liberty was evident early on. In 1776, Mason drafted the Virginia Declaration of Rights, which proclaimed the inherent rights of individuals and served as a model for the U.S. Bill of Rights. This document emphasized freedom of speech, religion, and the right to a fair trial. Mason was a delegate to the Constitutional Convention in 1787. He played a crucial role in shaping the framework of the new government, advocating for a strong Bill of Rights to protect individual liberties. Despite his contributions, Mason ultimately opposed the Constitution as it was presented. He believed it lacked sufficient protections for individual rights and feared it would lead to tyranny. Mason's insistence on a Bill of Rights influenced the debates that followed the ratification of the Constitution. His advocacy helped ensure that the first 10 amendments were added, safeguarding essential freedoms. The Virginia Declaration of Rights laid the groundwork for the U.S. Bill of Rights. Many of its principles, such as the right to free speech and protection against unreasonable searches, were incorporated into the Constitution. Mason's views on slavery were complex. While he owned slaves himself, he expressed moral concerns about the institution and advocated for gradual emancipation, highlighting the contradictions of his time. The Mason-Dixon line, originally surveyed by Charles Mason and Jeremiah Dixon, became a symbolic boundary between free and slave states. Although Mason was not directly involved in this survey, the line is named after the surveyors. George Mason married Anne Eilbeck in 1750, and they had 9 children. His family life was intertwined with his political career, and he often sought to balance his responsibilities as a father and a statesman. After the Constitutional Convention, Mason returned to his estate, Gunston Hall, where he continued to engage in political discussions and writings. He remained a respected figure in Virginia politics. George Mason passed away on October 7, 1792. His contributions to American democracy and individual rights left a lasting legacy that continues to resonate today. Mason's legacy is honored through various memorials and institutions, including the George Mason Memorial in Virginia and George Mason University, which reflects his commitment to education and civic engagement. The Bill of Rights, influenced by Mason's advocacy, has become a cornerstone of American democracy, protecting the freedoms of speech, religion, and assembly for all citizens. George Mason's ideas continue to inspire discussions about individual rights and government accountability. His legacy serves as a reminder of the importance of protecting civil liberties. Mason's work influenced not only the federal constitution but also state constitutions across the nation, many of which adopted similar protections for individual rights. Mason believed in a government that derived its power from the consent of the governed. His philosophy emphasized the need for checks and balances to prevent tyranny. Mason's life exemplifies the importance of civic engagement. He encouraged active participation in government and the protection of individual rights, values that remain vital today. In contemporary society, Mason's ideas about individual rights and government accountability resonate in movements advocating for social justice and civil liberties. George Mason's contributions to American identity are significant. His emphasis on liberty and justice continues to shape the nation's values and aspirations. Education plays a crucial role in preserving the history of figures like George Mason. Understanding their contributions helps us appreciate the foundations of our democracy. Examining Mason's life within the historical context of the American Revolution and the founding of the nation provides valuable insights into the challenges and triumphs of that era. In conclusion, George Mason was a pivotal figure in American history whose advocacy for individual rights and government accountability laid the groundwork for the freedoms we enjoy today. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the life and legacy of George Mason. For more resources and homeschool materials, check the link in the description below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments.